So yes, today today is a special day for those who love the Lord. And I know we are going to have a grand day. So let's welcome the last child first. Satan, come right in. Come right in, Satan. And then Fetrica. And then there is Esley. We called him Esley all the years. But lately, I am told that he is Charles Reuben Obadiah. So we cannot even call him Charles only. We have to say Charles Reuben Obadiah George Ma Pa Krug. And then there's Irene. Irene was better known as Mrs. Dick because she was the prim and proper one. So here's Irene. And then the big man himself. The man himself. The one we are so proud of. Steady! Thank you, people. Thank you. Okay, can I have your seats up? Thank you. So, we are about to start. So, let's begin. I will introduce Steady Big Branson, Glenn Allen, to introduce the Master of Ceremony.
Great. Good evening to everyone. My name is Glenn Allen. This was thrown on me because the ones that were, the one that was supposed to be here can't be here. And then the one that was next to that one is not here. So I'm the third in line. And I'm going to introduce to you somebody that I've known all my life. We grew up together. One say whole, one say cut. His name is George Walcott. Welcome, Mr. George Walcott.
Original. Charmaine, Maxine, Shenda, Chanel, Jonquil, and the more we are together. And the more we are together, the happier we'll be for your branch, my branch, your branch, my branch. And the more we... Put your hands together, people. Let's go. And the more we are together. And the more we are together, the happier we'll... Branch for your branch, sitting and steady, and call them, and the more we are together, the happier we will be. Let's go. With Jesus in the family, happy home, happy home, happy home. With Jesus in the happy home, happy, with parents in the family, happy home, happy home, happy home, with parents in the family, happy home, happy, with children. Let's go. With children in the family, happy home, happy home, happy home. With children in the family, happy home, happy home. Put your hands together for yourselves, everybody. Yes, we are here to celebrate and to just enjoy ourselves and to really connect with each other and to have clean, healthy family fun. Is not that right? Yes, we're here to have fun, everybody. As you have heard, my name is also George. So somehow I get inside. All right? We had a Moore reunion last year, and Maxine was more involved than the Moore family itself. So obviously, we joined by the hip. So it's always a wonderful thing when we can always be involved and to be a source of support and strength to every one of God's children. So as we celebrate today, as the saying goes, God is the origin or the originator of families. And so we must recognize God's presence among us for bringing us thus far and for keeping us together. Some of you have been meeting each other for the first time, not true? And what a wonderful, wonderful occasion today will be. And so at this time, I just want to welcome Reverend Mark Samuels as he brings invocation and greetings to us. Put your hands together as you welcome our Reverend today.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, family. Good afternoon, family. I want to allow you to acknowledge Yolande Sanderson. That's how I know her. And I'm doing that. I think you should give her a better round of applause. I am doing that just to say Yolande is one of the very few people that has the softer side of me. That I have been invited to a 10 o'clock function and I am now speaking at 12. She has the softer side of me. So thank you, Auntie Yolande, for having the softer side of Reverend Samuel this morning, please. And it's because of our friendship of about 10 plus years. Yeah, we have known each other through ministry and work in the church. And thank you very much for considering me to come on a Sunday morning, to leave my church undone, to come to Tobago, my second home, and to be part of this. Don't worry, I am not upset or anything. I come from a large family too, and I know what it is to put things together. Yes? Something does always happen. Every time I try to run out the house this morning, I'm sure like some of you, the rain decide to try. So when you hold up, you make a dash and you got inside. Amen? So we thank God for bringing all of us in safety. There are still a few, I understand, is still making the journey. We thank God even for them. So just to give us a few minutes of reflection. I know you have an entire day. Don't take my title that I'm here now to preach, but it is just to engage us in a soft conversation so that we would appreciate who we are and whose we are. And as a family, you have come under the Edith and Henry George's family reunion, and I see your theme is the return. The return. One of the things I admire about that, and a perfect example I recognized when I walked in earlier, on this table, Yolan's daughter table, there are the three gentlemen, and the young lady was playing Ludo. So when you all were playing the Ludo game. And I remember playing Ludo as a child. But of course, we had the little plastic discs and with the dice. Now, they are still playing Ludo, but on the phone. Now, I'm not knocking the phone. The essence is still there. The game is still there. The camaraderie is still there. And so they too returned to what we used to do in a different form. But it's still being done. And that is, when I saw that, I said, we still have it. We still have it. We use technology now to put up the names. Well, before we didn't have that, it was a total meet and greet. Who is this? Now you look like so-and-so child, and you look like that one. And I sat there and I recognized everyone returning to the root. They left where they are and they returned. And because of that exercise, a few persons came to me and, well, they thought I was family too. Because that is what was taking place. A returning was taking place. We were going back to one another to find out. All right, you are, and I am, and they are, and we are. Just what we used to do back then when we saw one another in a wedding or in a funeral or in a birthday celebration, we returned to each other. That's what we do, not so? We did it then, and so we are doing it here now. But I want us to return to something. Just permit me to read, please. In all things, God must add his voice and his wisdom. Based on my background, I am using the NRSV version. I appreciate the other versions that we have in the room, but let us listen to the message. In Deuteronomy chapter 6, beginning at verses 4, this is what I want to encourage us to return to. And it begins by saying, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your might. Keep these words that I am commanding you today in your heart. Recite them to your children, and talk about them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you rise. Bind them as a sign on your hand, fix them as an emblem on your forehead, and write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates." Here ends the reading. Thanks be to God. This is what I want us now to return to. It is good that the family has returned from Atlanta, Florida, Trinidad to Tobago. where there is a majority of the root of the family. But in returning, the scripture says, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord your God is God." Israel is a people, a nation that is being called together. You are a people, and you are a nation being called together. To recognize that there is one God. Just as you have one mommy and one daddy. You may have the adoptive ones as you go along, yes? But you have one mommy and you have one daddy. And you can go all where you want to go. Where does that end up? Right back home, boy. You could build all kind of house you want. You could live wherever in the world you want. There is something that inside of us causes us to go home. That is why Freetown Collective couldn't put it any better. Take me home. Take me home. Take me to a place where my heart belongs. Take me home. Take me to a place where love was once. Take me home. Take me to a place where we were able to meet and greet just because we could meet and greet. Take me home. Take me to a place where we appreciated eating from one plate with one cup, and we still live to see the next day. So the return is not just to indicate that, well, we can travel miles and come to a place, but we are returning with a purpose. And I want to encourage us for the purpose today is to love. It says to love your God with all your heart, all your mind, and all your strength. And of course, the second part of that commandment is to love one another as He has loved us. And that is what I really want us to return to. Where are we today as a world? Where are we today as a people? Where are we today as the Georges clan? I know they say I'm a powerful speaker, but I didn't know I was. Right. I get in there. We're warming up. George's clan, where are we when we use the word love? As we return. When was the last time we met like this? Some say never, some say 2012. Yeah? But could we use a measuring stick to find out what happened then between now as we return one with each other? As the younger ones are returning to the older ones, how is the love being shared? How is the love being reciprocated one with each other? Are we loving each other because, well, my aunt tell me so, or my uncle say so? Or, well, that what granny used to do? Or are we loving because of what the word has asked of us and is instructing us to do, to love one another? And to love one another in spite of. In spite of living in Atlanta, we must be able to love one another. In spite of living in Charlottesville, we must be able to love one another. In spite of living in San Fernando, we must be able to love one another. Because there is a reality that even in bloodline family, we play the geograph ball. Because they're living over so, we are to love them. And because them living down so, we are to love them. But you see, them who living up there, oh God, them is saltfish and them will love them up there. And that's what is going on in bloodlines today. And that is now an example of what is taking place in the world. So that is why we have throughout the world the crime rate, the murder rate, and all of the rates is just going all over the place. Because families are not willing to return to love. I have been able to witness in families that you see like these young ladies here, them three are talking. And why they are not talking? Because the mothers of them or the cousins of them not talking. And the cousins of them not talking because auntie and uncle had a foul fight since after primary school. And then you have on another side, you have family here, they're talking because they hear is cousin this one and cousin that one didn't like one another. That is what they hear. And then auntie have to come and correct this story. But by the time auntie correct this story, them done bust up already, they're talking. So when you really ask the question, why it is all you're not talking, then you start to hear, well, me no. Me no. They just say they don't talk to them and we don't talk to them. That side of the family, we don't talk to them. So here we are today, returning, not just for party, not just to dress up all in white and look good and we have on name tags, but it has to be deeper than that. Is there a love, George's family, that we need to return to cause us to be stronger? Is there a love that we need to return to that will cause us to be better? Is there a love that we need to return to that will cause us to grow brighter and allow our roots to go deeper? So that the deeper our roots are, the stronger the tree will become. That's why you gather here today. It's not ready to show off. I buy my ticket and this one buy my ticket and I buy this one and you buy that and I pay for more and you pay for more. It's not for that. It's not a little time off you get to just come and expatiate yourself. But it has to be deeper than that. Obeying the commandment that causes us to love. That's all it says to do, you know. It didn't say, well, if you're Anglican, you're going to like the Catholics more. If you're a Moravian, you're going to like the Pentecostals less. If you're Adventist, well, you're going to like the Baptist thing. And if anybody ever saw anything like that in the Bible, talk to me after, where it speaks about that separation. All it asks us to do is to love. Love ye one another. Because the God we come from is one God. And God himself is love. And God is of love. And we come from God. And so if we came from God, it means that we came from love. And so if we have come from love, what are we called to do? To love. To show love. To give love. to receive love, to spread love, to embrace love, to talk love, to walk love. And so before we even open our mouths, we must be able to see love upon our faces. Even when we speak, persons must hear love coming from our lips. Today, sadly, in some places, when we see family and we hear family, we hear hurt. We hear resentment. We hear unforgiveness. We hear brokenness. We hear anger. We are not hearing love. So I want to encourage you, George's family, whatever your distance may be, in coming to this return today, whatever it may cause you to come, I pray that when you leave this hall, love becomes the root of your coming together. And love will also be the root that will take you further into the world. Because Edith and Henry, they did it, you know. Where are they now? Where are they now? They're not here. They did their job already. They handed it down. And the ones that they handed it down to, they did their job. And so now it is left up to. Because if you, the elders who are in my midst, don't carry on the return, see these young ones here? What will they be returning to? If I dare say, in the next 5 years. If you do not do what you are called to do, elders, who are now elders today, because once you were children, Maxine and Lynette, once you all were children, Yolan, well, Jackie, once you all were the children, Mervyn, you all are now the elders. If you all don't return to the core of love, what will you leave for the next 5 years of the little infants that is in front of you? Is there going to be a George's clan to celebrate in the next 5 years? No, answer me, you know. That's for you to jostle with. And if you want to experience a George's clan in the next 5 years, well then I urge you, I implore you, as the commandments say, love ye one another. I beg. Let us not allow these young men and women who is growing up under us to be another statistic in the world. Let us not allow them to become another number on the murder toll, on the rape charges, on the larceny or any type of foolishness. But let the names go on. Let the hairdressers come out. Let the engineers come out. Let the doctors come out. Let the lawyers come out. Let the archaeologists come out. Let the bankers come out and the accountants. Let them come out. Let them know that the Georges can still produce sound men and women because we come from love. And it is love we will continue to have to go forward. Because that's all we have. Not house and land and title and all of that, All we have from God is love. That's all he gives to us. Because in the absence of love, who then are we? Or what then are we? And so God loves us, and he gave himself to us. May we give ourselves to each other, so that as we fellowship today in love, we will not just do it to say, well, right, after 2012 we did it again, it's 2026. We're good to go. We do it again today, remembering Mama and Papa. Remembering the uncles, the aunts, the nieces and the nephews who went before. But also remembering the one who is not yet born. That they too are coming into a family. I pray, a family that is filled with love. A family that will continue to grow in love. And a family, by God's grace, will stay in God's love. So follow the commandment. Enjoy life, Didn't say not to enjoy life. Enjoy life. I always am asked that question as a young cleric, how you does manage? I say, how does manage? I manage. I just enjoy life. That is what I was born and created to do, to enjoy a life that God has given me. But I do it with love. I do it with respect. We have to be able to strike the balance. Thanks be to God. Well, I have learned that is the most stubborn, hardened, don't listen, rude. Sometimes children, they just take and make priests. So you understand the nature of the person I am. So you understand why I say Yolan has the softer side of me. Yes? Because I harden. I am stubborn. At times I don't listen. Don't tell me nothing. But here I am. The Lord chose me. And I'm going along with it so far. We're going along. We're going along. But we have to be able to strike the balance. All of our children would not become priests, because if all of them become priests, who then would they be preaching to? Whose heart will they be able to convert? Themselves? That's not always easy to preach to us, to oneself. But if we could all do it, but we just do it in love, and love will cause us to respect one another in spite of who we are, because we know whose we are in spite of. So teach them that. Teach them the same Ludo game all over again, although it's on tablet form or cell phone form. That's okay. There are new ways to love now, but it must still be God's love. There are different ways to show love now. Back then and I'm saying we because I grew up with my grandparents, back then they show love, man, they give you a song cut. All you know what I'm talking about. When you get a song cut, man, I love. That is love. Well, today, depend on where you are, there is social services, there is the cops, the police, that is all kind of thing you're getting now. Yes, you have to go to family court and all kind of thing. It's different now. but yet the love was still there. How do we transform that love to a love that is today, that we, as the scripture says, to teach them it? How do we talk to our children every day now? Back then, our parents never really used to talk to us, you know. Never really used to say nothing. They watch us, and we're supposed to telepathically understand what they say. We're supposed to understand what they say. That look, they had to give you a look, and then you now start to calculate in your mind, you're doing algebra, everything. What mommy want me to do? What mommy want me to do? What mommy want me to do? And then you start to cry, now, what mommy want me to do? I don't know what she want me to do. I don't know, my mommy don't want to work. I don't know what she want me to do. Now, if you stand up there too long, you feel cracked. Right. You stand up there too long. I tell you, I want you to bring the thing for me. But mommy, don't hush him out, don't answer me back. But it was love. But today, we could do that love. My dear, could you bring this for me, please? The report ain't so good in class. Mommy still loves you. They didn't pass to the first choice that you wanted them to go to. Don't worry, we're still going out for ice cream. Everything all right. It's okay. It's okay. That's how we teach them the new love today. We don't meet the aggression with more aggression. We softly and gently talk to them. And, well, sometimes a good cut skin wouldn't fail. But let it be the last resort, not the first. Long time they was too quick to beat. They was too quick to beat. I wasn't a runner, but I learned to run from my grandparents. Because as you all at age know, anything they put their hand on, and corners wasn't corners. It was always straight. They will find you wherever you are, and they will connect you with some good love. So, family, thank you for returning. Thank you for returning in love. In spite of those who we understand had challenges in getting here, those who would have liked to be here but is unable to be here, we still love them. We still send our love to them and for them. And we must let them know that too. But as we who are gathered physically, let us now take today and turn it into a deeper type of love. So that when we ask the question next 5 years to the younger ones, is there a George's clan for us to return to? It must be a resounding yes. Must be a resounding yes. It must not find them thinking and wondering, You know the young people today, the first thing, what is that? That's the first thing. What is that? You ain't start to open. What is that? That's the first response now. What is that? When they hear about the George's love, they must be able to respond to that and not ask, where is that? They must be able to feel it, and they must be able to hear it, so that when they hear certain names in the family line, it speaks to their heart. It speaks to their inner core, so that they know that this is what I am from, and this is what I have to make better. Not for myself, but for someone else to come tomorrow. So continue to populate your trees. They look good. They have a lot of room on it, if I dare say. quite a lot of room. But take your time. Take your time. I was in a graduation over last week, and a young man was there. He got up and he spoke, because they asked some parents, talk and tell your children kind things. And he actually was a brother of the graduate. And he boldly said that sitting here, he has no children. But by sitting here and seeing the expressions on everyone's faces, he's now moved to have children. You hear that? He's now moved to have a child. But he said a child first. And then when he went on, he prays that when he has children, all of his children will come to the school to be graduated. That's a lesson. They must want to become love because they see love. They must want to be a part of love because they see and experience what love is. So may God continue to add his choices blessing upon you. May he bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. I pray that the Lord will lift up the light of his countenance upon you. And may he indeed give you, the Georges clan, his peace. And not only his peace, but also his love, this day and always. Amen. I thank you.
What we have just received, we can agree is good news, not so? This is what the country should hear. And even the media houses should be like paparazzi here today. Be excited to take this good news, not only nationally, but internationally. Because the truth be told, bad news is running faster than good news all the time. But a lot of good things are happening. And indeed, we must thank Reverend Mark Samuel, parish priest from all the way Pleasantville Anglican, San Fernando, to be with us here in Tobago. And we have received words of inspiration, words of truth, and words of love that will enrich our lives for those of us who are living love to build on, and those who have been challenged to love, that you can really take it to heart and say that this thing is working, this thing is meaningful, because this thing called love has brought us together again. Put your hands together, brothers and sisters. Wonderful. Reverend, we thank you so much for those kind words. At this time, we are here to enjoy ourselves, right? I know we kind of sedate and, but we are enjoying ourselves, as a matter of fact. A musical item followed by tributes from the Georges clan. I hope the representatives are ready to represent your clan or your branch. And at this time, our hearts will be soothed by musical saxophonist, Mr. Dillon. Where is he? Okay, while Mr. Dillon, we are waiting Mr. Dillon, we will start the tribute. We have 5 branches of the Georges tree, so Sister Jackie, will be the first.
Hello, family again. Good afternoon. When I look around this room, I see 70, 50, 30, 20-year-olds, teenagers, children who will rather be on TikTok and Roblox. But the parents said, you have got to be here. We are of different ages, different lives, different temperaments, different surnames. But today, we are all descendants. And that means we have got one story. It started long before any of us were born, with two names. We all need to remember Kushiba and compare. Kushiba was born in Tobago, the daughter of an enslaved woman who was a midwife. Kushiba also became a midwife and later was sold on a plantation to a plantation owner in Grenada, where she got married to Compare. That union produced 6 children. Kushiba will always tell her children about Tobago. When the eldest son, John Charles, was of age, she advised him to marry a woman from Tobago. And he found Marianne. Their union produced 10 children. Marianne did the same as her mother-in-law, and their son Henry married Edith, also from Tobago. All the women came from Tobago. That union produced 7 children, namely Hector, Ezekiel, Augustus, better known as Teddy, Irene, Mrs. Dick, Charles Reuben Obadiah, we call Esley, Frederica, and Seaton. In this room today are their grands, great-grands, great-great-grandchildren. Then life shifted. Our grandpa, Henry, became blind and was unable to care for his family. Our grandma, Edith, became destitute and took the best option she thought available to her at the time and returned, as the Reverend said, to base, to home, back to Tobago. She brought with her her 2 daughters, Irene and Frederica. She left the sons, unable to carry them all. Imagine this separation. Back then, no phones, no affordable means of communication, just faith and hope that someday this family will reunite. The 2 older boys, Hector and Ezekiel, left Grenada in an effort to make a living in Trinidad. The younger boys, Steady, Esley, and Seaton, remained with their father in Grenada. They stayed with him until his death. Then the 3 left Grenada, bound for Tobago in search of their mother. At that time, they landed at Steadley Park. The journey was rough and tough. For a while, they looked for their mother. Then one day, the oldest of the boys, Steady, decided to go northward. On reaching Speyside, tired and thirsty, he came across a woman working in her garden. He walked up to her greeted her, and asked her for a drink of water. He then inquired if she knew a woman by the name of Edith George. Of course, the woman also asked him questions. Why are you looking for Edith George? Where did you come from? Following his response, with tears in her eyes, she said to him, "Don't look any further. I am your mother." Can you imagine that moment? Years of separation and the reunion that happened, born from the persistence and the thirst of a son, not with a grand plan, but with a question, an answer, and a mother's intuition and recognition. And the family came together again. Our grandfather, my grandfather, Seaton, was the last child and the first to pass in his early 40s. He had 9 children. He did not stop at 1 or 2. He built a line. Grandpa Seaton was known for many things, but we'll talk about 3 today. He was a mask maker. He made masks for carnival, and let me tell you, not everyone in the family was pleased. His older brother was not pleased at all. It was in a direct opposition with the spiritual upbringing that he had. Added to which, this was not serious work. This was not a job. You know how older brothers think. They see you dancing and sewing feathers at 2 a.m. and they think for sure you have lost your mind. But Seaton kept it. He kept at it because making masks isn't just about sequence and wire. It is about giving people joy, giving people a chance to forget the worries for a moment and become somebody else. Sounds like a good thing to me. Maybe that's why we are so good on putting on a show as we are gathered here today. He was also known as an avid gardener. While on one hand was sewing wire for masks, on the other hand, he was tilling the soil, pruning, making things grow. Think about the contrast. Some of us are the ones who bring the energy, who make the noise, who make things happen. And some of us are the quiet ones who plant ideas, who nurture, who make sure the family keeps growing, even when nobody is watching. We need both, because a family without gardeners don't last. He was also a hunter. Patient, observant, knowing when to move, when to wait. That's a skill too. Knowing when to speak and when to listen. Knowing when to push and when to let things go. So here we are, the grandchildren, the great-grands, the great-great-grands of Seaton. 70 and 60 plus, folks. You are the keepers of the memory. You sat with your grandparents, you heard it from the ones who lived it. Don't let that story die with you. Tell it again and again. Even if we have heard it before, we need to hear it again. 50s and 40 plus, you are the bridge. You live in the both worlds, the old Grenada and Tobago stories, and this world of WhatsApp groups and quick flights back home. You are the ones keeping us connecting. 30 and 20 plus, you are in the thick of it, building careers, raising children, complaining that you don't have time for family stuff until you are here. And you remember why you do it all. Teenagers and children, yeah. I see you with your phones. You think this is old people thing. But one day, you'll be the 70-year-old saying, back in 2026, we had 100 Georges in one hall, and it started with Kwashiba and Compare. And your grandkids will roll their eyes. That's the cycle. Here's the truth. We are not just a big group of people who share a last name relationship. We are the answer to a prayer great-grandmother Edith made in Tobago when she did not know of the well-being of her sons. We are the products of a son asking a woman for water and direction. We are the fruit of Satan, planting seeds in the ground, in Carnival and in his children. And now it is on us to make the mass makers among us. Keep making moments, organize, create, bring the energy. To the gardeners among us, keep planting, keep the relationships alive between reunions. To the hunters among us, keep on being patient, observant, knowing when to move and when to wait. You bring order and direction when a level head is needed. You know when to interject and when to listen. And to all of us, keep telling the story, because if we don't, no one else will. Kwashiba and Compare had 6. Henry and Edith had 7. Seton had 9. That's not luck. That's legacy. So eat, laugh, argue a little, like we always do. Take pictures, and before you leave, find someone younger than you and say, this is where you came from. I thank you.
Well done, well done, well done. All right, we will now be entertained by a musical instrument, the saxophone. Saxophonist from Charlottesville, best place in Tobago. If you come to Tobago and you don't go Charlottesville, you haven't been to anywhere. Do I have a witness? Do I have a witness? You didn't hear me. If you come to Tobago and you have never been to Charlottesville, you haven't been anywhere. Do I have a witness? That we're talking about, man. So Mr. Dillon will now nice up the area with a musical item here. Followed by, of course, representing Frederica, and Charles, in that order. I told you so, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together again. I told you so. And you ain't hear nothing yet. You think Kenny G bad? You worse than Kenny G. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dillon is available in Tobago, in Trinidad, and even beyond. See him and you make your contact, even online. He produces all kinds of music for you. Put your hands together again for Mr. Dillon. The man on the sax. Good stuff from country. Best thing always come from the east. Okay, we will continue as we are with the tributes. So at this time we will take Frederica, rep, and then we'll take Charles or Esley. We'll move on to Irene and on to Steady. Okay, let's have them going fast and furious. Frederica.
Good evening, everybody. Again. Well, they say where you see June, you see Judy, and then we have additionally Joy, Micheline, and Natalie. Well, June is going to take the lead representing our family.
We are the grandchildren of Edith Frederica George, who we fondly know as Ma, Grandma, Granny. She was a disciplinarian, seamstress, pastry maker, cook, and she had a sweetheart, a mother and grandmother, and assisted in taking care of us, which included 6 girls, 5 boys. Michael and Charlton being 2 of the boys who truly had experienced her strength and her wit. That is a lick behind the ear or fish in the pocket to see if they went to the sea. Colin and John are now deceased. We had 4 other siblings who also were part of the family. We shared a lot of memorial times with her through walks at night or stories of long ago, Laja Bless, Phantom, Sukunia, which left us afraid to go to bed at night. But unfortunately, we don't have pictures of her, but we have not forgotten her as the part she played in our lives. Oh, we look forward to seeing her again, maybe through the resurrection.
Thank you, thank you. That was wonderful representing Frederica. All right, let's keep it flowing. Charles, better known as Esley. Clan.
Hello, everyone. We are representing Charles Reuben Obadiah George. He was our great-grandfather. He had 1 daughter, who is Nella. She had 8 children, 7 girls, 1 boy. The boy died 1 year after his father. So we are just a few of us who is here to represent, which we don't know anything about our grandfather, I'm sorry to say, but we just say, let us come up. So this is my baby sister, Allison. She is the second to last. I am in the middle. There are 3 others before me, and then there's another one. So these are the girls. Yes, this is Patricia. So
they say the best is always for the last. Yeah?
So since she's the best for the last, we'll just hand her the mic. Take it back. So what we do know about our grandfather, they love to sing, which we did not get the voice. But we're going to try and croak and say something just because my mother used to sing and I understand they used to sing. So we're going to just sing. Before we sing the song, my sister is going to say a little poem.
Good afternoon, everybody. And because we are resilient people, I am just going to dedicate this to my grandparents. It takes a mighty fire to create a great people. It takes a mighty fire to smelt true steel. To create and temper steel needs patience and endurance. But oh, what steel and what a people are my people. The mold is not yet made, perhaps, that can unite and to make my people one. But more important than the mold is the temper of the steel, the spirit of my people. Theirs is a vitality, a quality of living that knows no equal. It is difficult steel to smelt. They are crude and simple, dark and deep. But oh, what steel and what a people are my people.
Now, I have to apologize. There is a granddaughter here. She was standing behind me and we were just talking and I didn't introduce her. You all to her. This is Alicia. She's Allison's daughter. And they're here. They came from the States because they live in America and they're visiting. So she's here with us. So now we're just going to sing one. We're going to croak one little song that represents these singers who have gone before us.
Our mother was an excellent singer. And one thing she used to say, like when we're singing, she hates when people go la, 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 la. She said she don't want this la, la thing. So when people singing and they're looking to say, When people are looking to sing and they're singing la la, here she, that's not it. And the Lord said, la la la, and she would say, go la 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 la. But none of us get the voice like her. So we're going to just do a little thing, just to represent. So don't hold it against us, right? One thing. Oh Lord my God, when I am awesome wonder, consider all the words thy hands has made. I see the stars, I hear the roaring thunder, thy power throughout the universe displayed. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. By the way, that was not croaking, eh? That was proper singing. Woman power. Put your hands together again for Esley's clan. All right? Who's the other before steady? Irene? Irene's rep. Bring her on with a rousing round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am representing Irene Blanche Dick, formerly George, also known as Maza to many. I will now call, we have a representative of Irene. Irene is no longer with us, of course, but this is Irene, how Irene used to look. Irene, this lady was prim, proper, gracious, tall, sophisticated, full of love, and she had a good spirit. Here she comes. And I have one of her eldest daughter, representative of her eldest daughter, Melvina Elliott, being represented by Alison Dick. That is her eldest daughter. That's Melvina Elliott. At home, Irene was always dressed in her apron. That was a permanent part of her kitchen dress code. She was always well put together with parasol in hand. Well, for the young ones who don't know what is a parasol, it's a long umbrella with a curve that you can use as a support for walking. Her favorite color was blue. Despite today she's not wearing blue, she's wearing, her hat. Yes. And she bought her shoes from Stevens, Studs, and Fogarty's. For the old folks who know that store in Trinidad, as I mentioned that, she was a loyal customer of Standards Distributor stores. She bought all her appliances at Standards. When her son's Uncle Arthur, known to me, and Uncle Carlton, could not take her to her appointments, she would often call Clark and Batu taxi service for a taxi to take her to her destination.
Her personality, she was a warm, friendly, and well-respected. Her neighbors addressed her as Mrs. Dick. Her children would address her as Maza. There was a story how the name Maza was born, but I am not too sure. One of her children used to stammer really badly and could not say mommy properly, and it sounded like Maza. Everyone followed. I guess that's how she got the name Maza. To me, she was Granny, the person I could look forward to cuddling with and eating her delicious meals. I remember she always had a hearty, good breakfast, which comprised of B-Mac cereal, for the old folks who know, green tea, Ovaltine, which was her favorite drink. Granny would make a grocery list for my sister June to go to SNLE Grocery on Coffee Street. She was a diabetic, so daily she would place her urine in a glass tube and test it, and my job was to record the color in her notebook. Granny always thought about tomorrow, always left food for tomorrow. One hops will have to be cut in half, one half eaten today, and the remaining half was left for tomorrow. Her exact words were, "You must save for the rainy day." Home always had food and drink. The Bosch refrigerator and the safe where we will find bread, sweet bread, butter, and cheese, Dixie Bixes in the red pan, that was always available. She was noted for her cleanliness. This lady was very meticulous. Everything was always in an orderly fashion. Every Sunday she would clean the living room, must move all the furniture, clean and polish. We had to clean the brass bed until it was spotless and shone brightly. For some old reason, she kept paradise plums. That is a sweet, sugary, red, yellow sweet, which we would have to work hard for, and we would get that as a reward. Receiving those sweets were my joy. To date, I still love my sweets. Thank God I'm not diabetic. I like ice cream, you know. Every lunchtime, I will have to pick up the leaves in our yard because we had a mango tree, an avocado tree, and a breadfruit tree. The yard was always well kept. Your reward for doing a good job was the paradise plums, which she retrieved from a glass bottle in her wardrobe. It should be noted that I could only return to school after Dr. Paul, a radio program, was finished. I thoroughly enjoyed her company, the comfort and joy holding on to her skirt or her apron as she walked through the house, bright smile. I still have vivid memories of the house on 59 Moody Stewart Street, San Fernando, where I spent my early childhood years. Baskets of green plants hung in the gallery and an easy chair in which to relax. On entering the drawing room, there was an Admiral TV, Morris chairs with well-covered cushions, armrests polished in cedar oil. The floor shined brightly so you could see your reflection in it. The telephone was placed on a stand, a bell which she chimed to call everyone present for lunch. Dining set with wagonette, now referred to as space saver, ceramics, china, crystal glasses. Not to mention when I was creeping past by, recalling now, the wagonette appeared like a traffic light where I had to stop, dare not touch it, and amble around it. House was always in order and nothing was moved around to facilitate babies in the house. She was a disciplinarian. She just had to move her eyes and you responded to correction. Her voice was firm and you just listened and obeyed. In addition, June, who is still here, my biggest sister, would get licks with a wooden spoon, spatula. A different era of children today, licks would be referred as abuse today. In conclusion, I really loved my granny. Still in my senior years, I reminisce on the good times spent with her, sometimes comparing the time with my grandchildren today. Of course, a completely different story. I still relay the story of having to share one mango into two sides, two faces, and who will bargain to get the seed. But to date, I don't think my grandchildren got that concept of sharing at all. Good old days that could never return after being replaced with cell phone, computer, and their companion. Thank God we had the real human love. Irene Dick, also known as Martha, may her soul rest in eternal peace until we meet again in God's heavenly kingdom.
That was indeed wonderful. Words painting a picture of Tante Irene and how descriptive it really was. You can see it in your mind's eye. Come, give it up again for Irene's clan. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. We are going out where the air is really rare. By no means least, Augustus, steady, George, put your hands together for this last clan that we know about to witness.
Brasoli, kombakalele o. Brasoli, kombakalele o. O komba ye. O komba ye. Brasoli, kombakalele o. Brasoli, kombakalele o. O komba ye, o komba ye. Brasoli, komba kalele o. Brasoli, komba kalele o. Brasoli, komba kalele o. Brasoli, komba kalele o. River vine, Valley here, river vine. Oh, Nesca Valley, take it out and put it in the alley. Here, river vine, Valley here, river vine. Oh, no, Valley. Oh, yes, Valley, take it out and put it in the alley. Here. River vine, Valley, here. River vine. Oh, no, Valley. Oh, no, Valley. Oh, yo, Valley. Oh, yes, Valley, take it out and put it in the alley. River vine, Valley, here. River vine. Oh, no, Valley. Oh, no, Valley. Oh, no, Valley. Oh, yes, Valley, take it out and put it in the alley. These are some of the games our grandfather taught us. He would draw a circle while he, as you can see, I have a basket in my hand. He was a basket maker. And while making his basket, he would be singing. And some of the songs he would be singing is like River Vine, Valley, Oh Yes, Valley, Take It Out, which is a game. Sometime during the course of the evening, I can teach you all how to play that game.
Yes, that was one of his slangs. When you talk anything stupid, he would tell you, hush your frog mouth. Right? We were privileged to have our grandfather, Steady Augustus George. All who can testify, who know their grandfather, come on, let me hear all you. Yes, Steady, we know Steady, right? And he was such a loving grandfather. He put all of us to bed. Whenever we wanted to sleep, our parents had no problem. And the song that he would sing, one of them, because he used to make up his own songs, right? He was a songwriter, but you can't say what the words were. So you hear me saying, some of them would, all right, let me hear that one.
Zagalambagi.
Let me hear you with one. I can't remember. Well, he would shake me. Well, I know, I could remember during my time, if he put in you to bed, because you're younger than me, he would be singing, Brasoli, come back a lele, oh. Brasoli, come back a lele, oh. Oh, come back, yeah. Oh, come back, yeah.
What you want for Christmas? Remember I used to tell you, if you was behave yourself, you're going to get a gold nothing for Christmas? And everybody believe he going to give them a gold nothing. When the time reach, you ain't give me my gold nothing. Did you hear me say a gold nothing? So he used to rail Mama Guy, all of us, to give us this gold nothing.
With a gold nothing. And he married all the younger ones. All of them were his wives. Right? If they behave themselves, he would marry them. So they know him as, well, he would marry them.
All right, so my part is, got it. This is the legacy of Steady Augustus George. B. Cool. All right, good afternoon, family members. George family. And I must say that this is also, I am doing this on the behalf of my father who could not be here today. He is the last surviving member and oldest member of the George generation, his generation right now. Cedric George, son, the last surviving son of Steady George. So unfortunately, he got sick just before he traveled here, and he's currently in the hospital. So you'll pray for him, but I'm doing this on his behalf today. And he is 85 years old. So, good afternoon again, George family. Every family has someone whose choices changed the course of generations. For our branch of the George family, that person was our grandfather, Steady Augustus George, our beloved Papa. This afternoon isn't simply about remembering a man who lived to be 90 years old. It's about remembering the life that made all of ours possible. Papa was born in Grenada in the late 1898, at a time when the Caribbean was still rebuilding after emancipation. Slavery had ended, but freedom didn't suddenly erase hardship. Families still struggled. Opportunities were few, and survival depended on determination, faith, and an unwavering work ethic. Like many Caribbean mothers of that era, Papa's own mother made an extraordinary sacrifice after her husband, Henry, died. She left her sons behind in Grenada, and with her daughters, she journeyed back to her homeland, Tobago, in search of work, hoping to create a better future for her family. Years later, a determined young steady, along with his younger brothers, made the journey across the Caribbean Sea, not for adventure, not for fortune, but in search of their mother. Imagine that for a moment. Imagine the courage it took. A teenage boy taking charge of his siblings and crossing the waters by boat between Grenada and Tobago, driven simply by the hope of finding their mother. No GPS, no cell phone, no share my location, just faith, determination, and the belief that somewhere on another island their mother was waiting. And she was. He found her. She was living in Speyside, where they were welcomed into the home of the Campbell family. Excuse me. That journey across the water would become the most important trip of his life, because while searching for his mother, he also found his future. Not long afterward, he met a beautiful young woman named Martha Nora Benjamin. We all knew her as Mama. Papa had another name for her. He called her his little dove, his dovey. Now, I don't know how often he called her that, but I do know this. Any man who spends his life climbing hills, weaving baskets, raising cows, fishing from rocks, and still has enough tenderness to call his wife Dovey is a man who understood what love looked like. Together, they settled in the fishing village of Charlottesville. They didn't build a mansion, they built a home. And there's a difference. Their home was built with faith, with sacrifice, with laughter, with discipline, with generosity, and with love. Papa earned his living weaving baskets for cocoa farmers and fishermen. In many ways, that was the perfect occupation, because that's exactly what he did with his life. He was a weaver, not only of baskets, but of family. Thread by thread, vine by vine, child by child, lesson by lesson, prayer by prayer. He was weaving a legacy that none of us fully appreciate until we look around this room today. And I'm looking at my immediate family, my cousins, my first cousins. Of course, the basket making wasn't enough to make a family of 10 fed. So Papa did what Caribbean men have always done, whatever needed doing. He owned cows. He cultivated a large garden in Pigeon Hill filled with vegetables and ground provision. He fished from the rocks to put food on the table. Today, we'll probably call him an entrepreneur. Back then, they just called him Papa. Nothing was wasted. Everything had a purpose. Even though he never had the opportunity for a formal education, Papa refused to let circumstances determine his future. He taught himself to read. He immersed himself in scripture until he became known as a biblical scholar. He proved something we've all seen throughout our family, that education is a wonderful gift, but wisdom comes from character, perseverance, and a lifelong willingness to learn. His faith wasn't something he practiced only on Saturdays. It shaped the way he lived every single day. And again, I am speaking to my immediate cousins. It shaped the way he lived every single day. He taught his children to love God, to work honestly, to help others, to keep family first, and perhaps most importantly, to give. Whenever his garden produced more than his family needed, baskets overflowing with fruits, vegetables, and ground provisions found their way to his brother Seaton in Bel Air and his sister-in-laws in Battery, Campbellton. He understood something our world sometimes forget. When blessings are shared, they multiply. Papa had a joyful spirit. He laughed easily. He loved deeply. And I imagine that after raising 8 children, he had learned that sometimes laughter was just as necessary as prayer. Their children were Elsie, who never married and had no children, Delris, who married T.F. Allen and became the mother of Donalis, Glenn, Maxine, Donette, and Paula, Ada, who married Edgar Luke and had her daughter Jonquil, Durant, who married Rosalie Saint-Hilaire and became the parents of Michelle and Marlene, Evelyn, who married Ken Warren and had no surviving children, Hempel, who married Norma Charles and raised Prince, Sheila, Alicia, Merlis, Colin, Natalie, and Lolita, Cedric, who married Marjorie Christmas and became parents of Charmaine, Lois, and Darren, and Linton, who never married and had no children that we know about, even though he said he had many. From those 8 children became 18 grandchildren, 45 great-grandchildren, and 46 great-great-grandchildren. Even though many could not be here today, looking around this room this afternoon, we are witnessing the living legacy of 2 humble people whose greatest investment was their family, each with their own story. And today, look around this room. This is their harvest. Every conversation, every hug, every child laughing in the hallway, every memory we're making this weekend, it all began with a young boy who crossed the sea looking for his mother and found his destiny. Papa never became wealthy. He never held a public office. His picture will probably never hang in a museum. History books may never tell his story, but history is being written in this room today, because the greatest measure of a person's life isn't what they accumulate. It's what they leave behind. And what Papa left behind cannot be measured in land, money, or possessions. He left us faith. He left us integrity. He left us generosity. He left us honesty. He left us kindness and compassion. He left us resilience. He left us a sense of humor. He left us family. So, Papa, thank you for having the courage to cross the sea. Thank you for finding your mother. Thank you for finding your Dovey. Thank you for teaching your children that faith and family, honesty and integrity matter more than wealth. Thank you for showing us that a humble life can become an extraordinary legacy. And thank you for giving us each other. Thank you for giving us each other. If Papa and Dovey could look into this room this afternoon, I believe they would see the answer to every sacrifice that they ever made. We are their dream fulfilled. We are their legacy. May God bless the memory of our beloved Papa, Steady Augustus George, and our cherished Mama, his precious little Dovey, Martha Nora Benjamin. And may we honor them, not only by remembering their names, but by living the values they gave us. Thank you.
Thank you, all. Sister Jackie, I hope what is happening here today will outlive and last all of us by way of documentation, to compile the information of all the branches of Henry and Edith, so that the generation yet unborn can know where their roots came from. So your committee's work is not yet over. This, what is happening, must be documented. Do you agree with me, somebody out there? Put your hands together. This is rich stuff that is happening here. And it must outlive all of us by way of documenting and, give each clan the record as our memoirs for those who would have gone before us. So let's put our hands together for all the clans and their presentation again. It's really a refreshing moment here today. And so we are getting close to lunch. What else? I think it's the marathon now that we have to look at. Passing on the baton. All right, so we are asking Charmaine to come forward as we have our handing over ceremonial expression. All right, being a member of the planning committee. Where's Charmaine? Okay, I know you talked quite a lot a while ago, but you're built for this.
Well, I was just asked a little while ago to do this, so I didn't plan anything. But basically what we're asking, this older generation, and I shudder to think that I am included in that older generation. I shudder, that's Maxine and them, not me, but I'm speaking on their behalf. This is the start of something that we hope that will be going on for generations to come. And we would like to hand the mantle over to the younger folks whose knees don't hurt yet, who are not yet gray, who have no hot flashes yet or anything like that, who still have all their teeth. We want you and the active minds that will use AI and all of that to take us into the next generation. We want you to be the ones to plan the next family reunion. So we are asking, and I'm taking license and liberty right now, we want 1 or 2 members from each clan represented here today to raise your hand that if you are willing to take it from here, you will be the planners, you will take this thing to the next level. So do we have hands? It could be more than 2, but we're waiting for you. And the older ones will be here to guide you if you need it, but I doubt that you'll need it. So do we have anyone willing to take this for your children? Remember, you're doing it for your children. No one? So are the Georges just going to die out just like that and we won't meet again in settings like this or even bigger? All right, so we have people here that the one, come on, we're handing it to you, and it doesn't have to be all female, males. And look, if there are others that aren't here today that you think would like to be a part of, we'd like you to do that. But we're not going to stay up here and haggle. But we want you to take we want you to take it from here. The future depends on you. So thank you all for being here today. And we look forward to the next family reunion that you will plan. Oh, I'm sorry. I am told that I also need to call our current committee up so that they can be introduced. I don't know them. So Maxine, Peggy, Jackie, Diane, was it? Antoinette, Lynette, Jonquil, who else? June? Is there anybody else? So this is the committee, and everybody's knees hurt. Everybody has hot flashes. Some of us have lost our teeth. So, young at heart. Come on. So this is our planning committee. Give them all a round of applause. Right. So next year, it will be planned by the younger generation, and we happily hand the baton off to you, whoever that is. This is the one right here that put her hand up. So she's gonna be the leader that will gather all together. Who? That's her name? Okay. Ariane? Yeah. All right, Georgie, here you go. You want to say something?
Well, a pleasant good afternoon to everyone. And as we come to the end of our program for today, I was given the opportunity to give the vote of thanks on behalf of the committee. First of all, yes, sorry about that. Yeah. So I would like to first give thank you for the presentation of all the branches of the family tree. As you look on your right and your left, you see the different persons represented there. Augustus and Leonora, Frederica, I can't see, whatever, Irene. This was the responsibility of Jackie Yulan Sanderson, and she did a wonderful job. So please take pictures, and this is a history and something to, that you could relate with on our family reunion. I want to thank our Master of Ceremony, George Walcott. Didn't you think he did a wonderful job, Mr. Walcott? Thank you for your wit, and we enjoyed you. Now, a very important part of the ceremony was our invocation by Reverend Mark Samuel. And most importantly, I hope everyone listened attentively and took with them. Our generation comes from love, and not only love, but God's love. And he advised us that we should grow in love, remembering a balance in life. We should show respect to each other. And when we think about the Georges clan, we must feel that love. We must see that love. So I want everybody to take away that with them. So the future generations who will be planning the next family reunion, probably in the next 5 years, the young ones, you all take note. You all are very capable. You're good at the computer where we had to do things manually. I know you all AI, everything. You all can manage and do a wonderful job. So just bear in mind, when we think about the Georges clan, we think about God's love, and we must continue to share that experience with others so that the upcoming family members that are coming up, we should always be able to identify them. Thank you,
Reverend Mark Samuel. Thank you. We think about the musical interlude. Oh, we really did enjoy. I think the guy has left. Oh, here. What's his name? Huh? Fitzgerald. We thank him. He gave us beautiful music on the saxophone. And the last one, he had everybody dancing, getting to the floor. Beautiful, beautiful music. Thank you, Mr. Fitzgerald. Oh, we had the highlight, the tribute to this session, to our ancestors. And indeed, that was a job well done by Seaton family, Frederica, Charles, Irene, and Steady, who gave us a comprehensive history of their family. Thank you. Give yourself a round of applause. And, well, I realized that the handing over of the presentation of a little token of appreciation was done while I was speaking. So once again, I thank you all for coming. This is not the end of it. We are going to have lunch and we are going to enjoy fun and games, right? So I don't want anybody leaving. And at this time, we want to have a presentation which shall be done by Diane. And Diane is going to do a presentation. I'm not seeing the person. Is it Yulan Sanderson? Jackie, where's Jackie? We have a presentation to be done to Jackie.
Jackie, on behalf of the committee, we want to recognize the hard work that you put in, especially. We all work hard, but I'm telling you, Jackie worked real hard. Jackie was chief cook. She was bottle washer. She was everything. I didn't even know that Jackie had a travel agency, but we'll have to talk to her about that. Anytime I get in problem, now I call in Jackie, you know, because she helped a lot of people reach to Tobago. But during it all, Jackie was the one to say, you know, we need to get okay, we're going for jerseys. Now, it have the committee member who organize where we're going and get the jerseys. But Jackie would take her vehicle, park in a paid park, and walk to High Street to get the jerseys. And you know how we Georges kind of had. We say that we want the jerseys by the end of June. You know, all last week, people asking for jerseys. So Jackie had to take she car, go down to the car park, pay to park, walk to High Street, get the jerseys, and go back by the printer. I mean, the dedication had to be there in order for this occasion to be what it is today. And we need to recognize that. So, Jackie, on behalf of the committee, we want you to know that we did recognize what you have done, and we would like to present this to you and hope that you enjoy it.
Thank you so much. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this has brought us to the formal aspect of our celebration thus far. I now invite you to stand as we have a word of prayer on the meal, which I believe is here. Okay, pay attention now everywhere. Let's bow our heads. Loving Father, the giver of all good gifts, we thank you for families, more so for relationships. that's positive and that's building. We thank you, dear God, for bringing your children together again, reminding us, despite all the negatives that's happening in society, in the world and around us, oh God, you are still in charge. We thank you, dear God, for the meal that you have provided. May it nourish our bodies. May we enjoy it, oh God, continue to bless the hands. And may the bread baskets of your children continue to flourish as we share with those who are less fortunate among us. We thank you, dear God. In Jesus' name, let everyone say amen and amen. All right, so the mixing and the mingling and the greeting continues, what was started before our ceremony, until we get our lunch, and then we really throw the floor open after the luncheon for fun and games and other activities. Thank you so much. Okay, in the interest of time and choice, we ask family members to, I don't want to say line up, but you enter the corridor area there so that you can see what you like to get on your plate. All right, rather than serving on the tables, which might be a little more tedious. So feel free to make yourselves available in the corridor area, and then you will be served appropriately. Thank you.
Come, let the rhythm speak to every weary soul. We are not enemies, we never were before. Rise together now, that's what we're here for.
Hello everyone, attention please. We are asking you kindly, if you're coming for your food, you come this way and you'll go that way and come back in, right? If you go that way, you will be jamming people coming this way. So let's go this way and exit that way and come back inside. Thank you so much.
Well, I see that is the toast on, or we? Yes. Is the toast on, or we'll do the toast after? Because persons are already in line. So we can hold on the toast.
Together now, that's what we're here for.
I've seen the morning come after the darkest kind of night. I'm convinced you that the pain is all that's real.
stone, it simply finds its way. And love has been our lasting hate since the beginning of our days. Every little thing, it's gonna work out fine. Every broken road still leads to something divine. Just open up your heart and let the light come flooding in. We rise together, that's where healing must begin. Rise together, like the sun that greets the earth after the rain. Rise together, no division, no more sorrow, no more pain. Rise together, one voice singing through the fire and the storm. Rise together, love is why we came, love is where we belong. I have walked through cities burning with the silence full of fear. Watch the hands that should be joined together disappear. I have felt the weight of borders drawn across the human heart, tearing people from their people, keeping worlds apart. But I was born from rhythm, born from earth and fire and bone, and every flame inside me says no child should face this alone. I have cried the kind of tears that come from fury, not from loss. When you watch the world divide itself and never count the cost. So I will not be quiet, I will sing until they hear that the walls we build between us are the very thing we fear. We were made for something greater than the small and separate life. We were made to meet each other on the far side of the strife. Because the blood that runs in you runs red in me. Because no ocean ever made two souls less. Because the children watching us deserve to see what it looks like when humanity decide to just agree. Rise together, like the sun that greets the earth after the rain. Rise together, no division, no more sorrow, no more pain. Rise together, one voice singing through the fire and the storm. Rise together, love is why we came, love is where we belong. Unity is not a word, it is a daily choice we make. It is choosing to rebuild the thing that anger chose to break. It is sitting at the table with the one you do not know and finding that the seeds of peace need only room to grow. Jah put us on this earth together, not by accident or chance. Every different drum and melody was written for one dance. So when you feel the world is heavy and you cannot bear the weight, remember every sunrise ever seen came after something late. Every little thing, it's gonna work out fine. Every broken road still leads to something divine. Just open up your heart and let the light come.